Hi everyone, it's Catherine here at Cat v Stitches. Today I'm going to break with tradition and attempt to do this on the first take. So far, no cats have attempted to use the cat litter, although Ruby did just put in a brief little visit there. I am cat free other than that, so fingers crossed we can get through this one and get on with the day. So it is, sorry, I have to check my notes here because I'm terrible at remembering things. It is the 3rd of April and I had everything set up and ready to go this morning. In fact, I prepped it all last night, that's how organised I was. And the sun was, well, it was glorious. It was a glorious morning, sun shining, so I just did the last of my pottering about, washed my hair. Nobody needed to see what it looked like prior to that, and got ready to do this. By the time I came down, it was literally half an hour later. It's grey galore now, so I'm having to resort to getting out a ring light. So if you see those annoying little rings on my glasses like you just did then, I apologise, but it is just horrendous and grey here. So as the title suggests, you know, spring has apparently sprung around here, but, you know, it's absolutely freezing and it just cannot decide what it wants to do weather-wise, so, yeah. Anywho, once again, welcome. This is my channel about cross-stitch, sometimes a little bit of knitting, and a lot of times cats. But, welcome to everybody, to any repeat viewers, my subscribers, my commenters. Hi everybody. Yes, I am trying to stick to a schedule and I am back in 3 weeks. So I don't know how long I'll be able to stick to that, but I'm going to try for as long as I can. And for any of you that have maybe just found this channel, hi. I hope you enjoy it. I am a fairly newbie stitcher, so I'm kind of learning as I go along, but really enjoying the experience. As with quite a few people, I picked this up at the start of the pandemic and now I'm thoroughly addicted, and I'm now in that position where I'm having to try and find a bit of balance between obsessively wanting to stitch all the time and actually having to do things like work, you know. So that's fun, but yeah, without any further ado, let's get to the good stuff. I have absolutely no idea how long this video is going to be, as per usual with mine, because it's 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks normally in between each one. I've generally got quite a bit of sewing to show, and today is no different. So let's have a look at my notes here. I'm going to try a little bit of a different format today. Well, not a hugely different format, but what I'm basically going to do is pick things up in order of when I picked them up since my last Flosstube 3 weeks ago. So I think it was the 13th of March, and I'm also going to try this in one take, as I said at the beginning, because last time it was 3 to 4 times because one of my cat, you know, I have fat cats, for people who don't know. Yes, I am that person, and they all decided that this was the optimum, that when I was recording that video it was the optimum time to use the cat litter, which is in the understairs storage bit of my house. Very handy location. Thankfully, based on the comments I received, nobody heard anything, whereas I did hear things and I smelled things, so, you know. So there was several takes last time, but we're going to do it this month. You know, I'm feeling optimistic that possibly, you know, we can get this done. So I'm going to work through, I've got all my projects in a basket here and I'm going to pull them out in order of when I picked them up throughout the last 3 weeks. So my finishes, hint hint, there are finishes, and there are fully finishes. They are FFOs, fully finished objects here. They will come in order as I got to them, and to be honest they're quite near the front of it anyway, but I'm waffling now. Let's get on with it. You wouldn't think that I'm actually a professional trainer, would you, because I waffle like crazy in these damn things. Let's start with the knitting. So I am knitting a shawl It's by Fibre Arts, and it is called Mantlemist. So let me bring up the picture. So they're all on my iPad here, so I do apologise if it sort of gives me a nice little bit of lighting whenever I bring out my iPad. I sometimes feel like just doing my video like that and be lit up. Let me just find my knitting. Come on, there it is. Knit. So this is what I am looking to do. As I said, it's called Mantlemist, sorry, and it's Expression of Fibre Arts, and that is what it looks like. Now I am not using those colours. I was using wool that I had from a previous project I did, because this is really meant for when I'm sat in my home office, and it's I knew it was never going to be ready for cold snap this year, but I'm hoping for next year this will be done. So I have finished one of the front panels. Yes, this is just one of the front panels. This is going to be a big thing, so I can just wrap up and be nice and cosy. So that's that. I will put the details of the wool that has been used in the description box. So that's one of the front panels, and I have started work on the other, which is basically quite obviously a mirror of that. So I am just at the, oh, is that the right way? Yeah, so I am just literally at the start of that. It uses 6 different colours. They're all variegated, and I'm just loving this peacock blue at the top there. It's beautiful, and it's a really simple knit. Now, I've done more complicated knits before, and I enjoy doing them. I'm a novice knitter as well, but this is more of it's just a 4-row repeat, and it's very easy. This is more a last thing at night when my mind just needs to shut down and I just need something almost meditative to do. That's when I grab this, because it's very easy. I can just chill out and do this and not have to worry too much about counting and remembering which difficult stitch comes next and things like that. So this, it's going to take some time, but funnily enough, I was watching Michelle Bendy Stitch's latest Flosstube, and she pretty much hit the nail on the head that this is, she was saying she's got a big shawl that she's working on, and she's not so much a completer for a knitter, she's just enjoying the process of it, and that's exactly what's happening with this one. I'm just enjoying being chilled when I do it. Okay, so I say that, and under normal circumstances, yes, I'm chilled when I'm doing it, but when I started this, so I got through this without, by some miracle, dropping one stitch, not having really to, maybe having to go back on one, a couple on the row or whatever stitches, tinking back on it. But this, the very first row, I somehow managed to screw up a stitch, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to carry on. It's right down at the bottom. It's not going to be seen. Nobody will know it's there. And every time I saw it, it was just screaming at me. And it was one of those ones where I knew that because it's going to take a while to knit this, every time I pull this out, I would see it, or I would know it was there. It was like a hole in the stitches there, and I was like, I can't cope. And by then I'd done a couple of rows on it, so I had to start it again, because I know what I'm like. It's like in cross stitch, the vast majority of mistakes I make on the cross stitch, I can just, ow, sorry, I've got a sore hip at the moment. Every now and then it flares up on me, so I have to dig out the old painkillers. So if this is a bit rambly, that's because of the painkillers. But okay, no, let's be truthful here. I'm a bit rambly anyway. I might be a bit more rambly than normal because of the painkillers, but it's really sore. Luckily it eases off when I'm lying down, but I'm not staying in bed all bloody day. So anyway. Yeah, so I had to restart this, but I'm much happier with it now, and I'm not in a position where every time I pull it out now I'll be going, oh my god, that mistake. So yeah, so that's my knitting. As I said, that's the front one done, which I'm very happy about. what I will end up doing, sorry, just to quickly say, is once the two of them are done, what you do is you just join them up and just carry on knitting. So you don't do a third separate panel for the back, you just join these two up and knit them all so they become one long row. So that'll be exciting. I'm just wondering whether or not it'll fit on my needles there. I may need to buy larger needles, but anywho, now I can't get it in the bag. Today's going to be a day, I know it. So, knitting. I only have one knitting project on the go because I don't knit all the time, and I'm also, like I said, a novice at knitting, so I need to be able to concentrate on one project so I don't get confused. So, there we go. So that's the first of my whips. That's my knitting whip, and now for the first of my cross-stitching knits. And this is, it is the Drawn Thread, whom I love. And yet again, as I said in the last one, I'm going to say that I love all of these projects, and I love them, and that is why I'm stitching them. So I'm sorry for the repetitiveness of that. So if you're watching this in the evening, why don't you just make a drinking game out of it? You know, you might die of alcohol poisoning by the end of it, but you know. There we go. So the Drawn Thread Sunnyside sampler. I have done a couple of these drawn threads, and all the ones I've done bar one I have given away. Well, not given away, they were gifts for my mum. So I wanted to do one for myself, because every time I go to my parents' house I look at the two that I've done for her and I'm like, oh god damn it, I really like that. So yeah, so this one I'm doing for myself. Absolutely love it. And I'm doing this on the called for, actually. This is 32 count natural. It's Zweigart. I think it's Zweigart, but anyway. Alright, so throughout this I will insert in pictures of where it was last time I showed this. I will forget to say this on each one, so I'll just do a blanket one now. I will always, where I have a picture, insert in a picture of what it looked like the last time I showed it. So here is what it looks like now. I think that's coming out really nice. The alphabet at the bottom, I did mention this last time I showed this, I did that in the wrong colour. That is supposed to be the dark green that you see here, but I actually really like it. So what I've decided to do is to not do any more of the alphabet, just to carry on doing all of this, and then once the band is complete I will have a look and see if it's lost, if it needs to come out and be redone in the darker colour, or if it still looks okay. Well, no, if I still really like it, and then I'll make the decision. But literally I was that far into it before I realised I'd done it the wrong green, and then it was like oh, well, unlike the knitting, I can live with this. So it's staying in for now, and then at the end I'll have a look. I mean, that there, my big drawn thread one there, has several mistakes that required quite a bit of creative thinking to get it all to fit, and I was perfectly happy with that. So I can live with these things, but some things unfortunately I can't. This is in one of my bags that I bought from Not Enough whip bags. If I got that wrong, the details will be at the bottom. Funny story, when I first started doing videos I had made some bags myself, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not one of these people who will be buying bags, no judgment on those people who do, because they're all lovely, but I'll make my own. That resolution lasted about a month, and then I saw the ones that this lady was doing and I was like, buy. So now I'm just addicted to whip bags, so yeah. So as per, it becomes a case of, all the pretty things. So, sorry, I've got to put my chair there so I can put these down. If there's crinkling, I do apologise. But I am going to at least put them away in the bag so that I've not got a massive mess at the end of this video. So that's the first one. Now the next one is a finish, and it's not just a finish, it's fully finished. It's an FFO. So that is taking something that I have finished the stitching on and finishing it like these things here. And it is my Qriket Collection Spring, and I managed to finish it before spring started, which I was very, very happy about. And here it is. There we go. Spring by Qriket Collection, and I truly do love this. So just bring this in closer. There we go. Oh, that hurts my hips. Sorry. Okay, so I made one or two very small changes to the colours in this, because this is a very pale colour fabric. It's not a Swigart, it's a, is it Permin? What are they called? It'll come to me in a minute, but anyway, it's Witcheled. There we go. It was very stiff, and I don't know if I will ever use this colour again because it shows the thread through like nobody's business, but it looks gorgeous. The colour was just right for this. The problem is the white does not show, it gets lost in it. So this should have been, sorry, no, it wasn't quite white. The colour it was called from is like an off-white, but it just got lost against the colour of the fabric. So I changed the colour of this to a pastel-y brown for that, for that fencing there. I thought that was appropriate. And in this colour here, what this was supposed to be is that pale pink there plus white, and it was just too pale. So what I did is I substituted it. So I just got the pink that was a slightly darker tone than the pale pink, and just used them as my alternating colours there. And I think that just looks lovely because it's still the pastel, it still fits in with everything. And then on this side, the green, it was exactly the same. It was supposed to be that pale green there and white. Again, it just lost it completely and ruined it. So I went for a slightly darker pastel green there. And again, I think that looks really good. Well, I'm really happy with it. So there we go. Love this. I truly do. Did not love finishing it. Even though I've done this style of finishing now on all of my seasonal ones from Qriket Collection. It's just basically I get some foam cord, some acid-free foam cord, and I lace this on there. And to be honest, I'm kind of getting quite okay at doing the lacing now, so I don't mind doing the lacing. Then this is another piece of foam cord that I get my fabric and I glue this on here. First thing is, it's agony choosing fabric. I take the piece to my local Abercan, which is a big fabric chain here in the UK, and they have tons and tons of fabrics. Literally, I grab anything that looks like it would match, put it down on a counter and grab as many of the salespeople there and get them to help me choose, because I'm terrible at choosing. So this is actually a really nice pink that's, it might be easy to see on the back, excuse the mess of it, but as you can see it's got that nice little pattern on there. It also doesn't matter if it's completely straight, it still looks really good. And then what I used is, you know, the command hooks, you can get the ones for picture frames where they're like a velcro-y type thing. Well, I use that to actually stick it down, because whenever I use glue to stick it down, it's always a nightmare, and then you've got to keep it under. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So anyway, I did that, put some cording on, but then I had a bit of a horror story from when I was getting ready to attach these two. I had leaned this on my chair stupidly, and I was cutting out everything for this and getting ready to glue it on, and then went to sit on the chair, and this bent. Didn't snap through completely, but there is a little bump here where it bent. I nearly killed myself. I was that angry at what I did. I was like, "Argh." So yeah, so that was the first thing. And the second thing was I completely screwed up the join at the bottom here. So that's where the ribbon came in. Once again, a ribbon saved my day. as it did for the captain's piece I did for my friend, the Star Trek one, where I got a stain on it. And I actually think it works with the ribbon. I really like it. So this normally goes up here, but I just thought I'd take it down to show you guys today. And this now is one of my favourite ones of the collection. So I've just got summer to do, and then I have finished. So that is the first of my FFOs. Oh, pop that there carefully. Next, oh, and the next one is an FFO as well. This one truly brings me joy. So, this is my Carolyn Manning Amethyst pattern. That was done on 28 count, by the way, spring. So, my plan had been for this Carolyn Manning one to do it as a cushion. But then when I'd done it, I washed it, so I just soaked it in a bowl with some Fairy dishwasher for about half an hour, just giving it a swirl every now and then. Took it out, did the old putting it on a towel, rolling it up, and, you know, pressing down on it to get the wetness off it. Then ironed it, and it just looks so nice. I have to congratulate past Catherine here, because when she was picking the fabric to use on this, she didn't really put that much thought in it. She just picked a 14 count Ada. The colour looked vaguely like some of the colours in it, and back then I wasn't really thinking about how I was going to fully finish these things. It was just like, oh, let's just get some material to do it. So it actually worked out perfectly. So pat on the back for past Catherine there, even though it was completely accidental and not planned in any way, shape or form. But when it was finished and I'd ironed it, I was like, oh my god, I am not making a cushion out of this, because it's going to be a big cushion, and the only place I could really put it is places where the cats could get to it, and if the cats got to it, it would be ruined, and I don't want this to be ruined because it's lovely. So I decided to frame it. I used the same frame that I used on, well, not the same frame because that's the frame there, but the same type of frame that I used on there, and I painted it because it comes in white, and just to match one of the colours in there, and I just absolutely j'adore this. So not just love it, I j'adore it. So here we go. There we go. Carolyn Manning Amethyst. So this just seems to match perfectly for it, and it's lavender. So it's, as I said, it's 14 count Ada by Swigart. It's lavender, it's not over dyed or anything. This is the colour it is. It just merges in beautifully with that. This frame, as I said, it was white, but that was too startling, so all I did was mix two purple colours together, and yeah, and just give it a kind of like rustic look. I laced this on acid-free foam cord again, and I am just bring it up a bit closer. The colours, it's not quite showing the colours in all their beauty here because, as I said, the light is utter shite here. But I am just so happy with that. And when I come down in the morning and the sun is, well, on the days the sun is beaming through in this room and it's hitting this and all the colours are just singing to me, it makes me smile. It really does. And it makes me forget the last 2 days of absolute rage stitching to get this final corner done. Oh boy, that was fun. But I was so close to the finish. I had about 3,000 stitches left. I was like, I'm gonna freaking finish this damn thing. I need to finish it. So I did it in 2 days, and that may actually explain why my baby is sore. But anyway, yeah, I love it. I love it in this frame, and I'm just overjoyed with it because, like I said, it's all my favourite colours in there, and just, it makes me happy. It literally makes me happy. So yeah, so that's Amethyst, Carolyn Manning, 14 count Ada. As I said, was there anything else I needed to say on that? I did not have any accidents while I was doing that, thank God, so otherwise I truly would have cried. Next one is one of my March whip go ones that I reached my goal on. So this is, I'll need to bring the picture up on this one. I can never pronounce this right, and I don't know why, because I did geology at my degree, so I know how to say these things, but for some reason I just get a brain fart whenever I try to pronounce it. Let me just, oh, don't freeze on me. There we go. Let me just bring it up. Lepidolite. It's that one there. Can you guess why I'm doing this one? All of that lovely purple. So this is a Hade, as I said. It's by Elizabeth Welker. I'm doing this on 28 count easy grid. I'm doing it 10th stitch 2/1. Let me just dig it out for you. And as I said, this was one of my Whip Go ones for March, and all my Whip Go ones are basically 5 sessions throughout the month, and a session can either be 500 stitches or around 4 hours if I can do that. And this is where, so as I said, there'll be a picture put in somewhere where it was last time. I'm doing this using the parking method on the diagonal because it's colour blocking, and I just wanted to see how it worked, and I'm really enjoying doing it that way actually. Don't think I could do it if it was really heavy confetti, but I really enjoy doing it on here, and so there's where we are now. So I've started in the top left hand corner. So there we go. Very happy with that, and I really enjoyed stitching on that. And this will now go away until it is called again, because I do have a Hade that is a focus Hade, and that is evening. So that's the one that I'll try and concentrate on. Okay, so that was that one. Why have I put that away? I'm going to take a picture of it as soon as I finish this. Okay, next one is Kraken. So I have become obsessed with Krakens, and it all started with ink circles there, that is Get Kraken. Absolutely love doing that one. And then I saw Quiltify Design had one called the Kraken, very similar to that. So I decided to pull through some of the colours that are in there on this one. But then bloody Hade had a sale, and I was on their Instagram page, that's how I saw about the sale, and I was just flicking through it and saw a Kraken pattern, and I was like, how have I not seen this before? And no, I do not need any more Hades. I have more than enough. These are my Hades that I have, so I do not need any more. But it was a half price sale, and like it was $9, which is about £7 or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, I hate them, but I have to buy this. In fact, I bought 2 because there was 2 Kraken ones. This is Dakota Daetwiler, and this first one is Octopus with Ship. I don't think Request a Size is the title of it, but for some reason it has Request a Size in the title. But look at that, it's glorious, it's huge. I didn't get the max colour one because when you looked at the, you know how they show you what it will look like, I thought, nope, that's more than enough for me with just the standard one. So I got that one. And then by the same artist, I got What Lies Beneath. Again, I've just got the regular colour one, but I thought that was a brilliant. It's going to be years before I even attempt this one. But I have already, from my other Hades that I've already kitted up, the majority of the colours for this one. And I have, I bought a massive thing of 28 count easy grid, so I've got enough for this, even though it probably use up all of it now, but potentially that may get started. I don't know yet, but I just could not resist. So yeah, I bought, because you know I've got my Kraken necklace there, I've got this one, I've got that one, I've also got a Kraken needle minder. There you go. So yeah, I just couldn't resist. But anyway, onto the whip. We've got Quiltify Designs, the Kraken. You should be seeing at some point what it was like last time you saw it, and this is what it looks like. Excuse the thread. This is what it looks like now. Ah, how cute is that? So I am, if you can notice in the alphabet there, the C is a different colour than the others. So I am basically, well, I made the decision to do my initials in red. So my other initial is V, and I was merrily going along here. I did U, V, W, stopped, took a look at it and realised I'd just blindly done the V. I'm like, that was supposed to be in red. So this was one of those things that I couldn't live with it, so I unpicked it and I'm going to redo that in red. Luckily it was only 2 letters, so it wasn't that much. But on this, the people are being done in a purpley colour, and the boats are in the green, and then obviously you've got the Kraken there, and this is Gloriana that was left over from that, although to be honest I did have to buy more of the blue because it, you know, there's a lot of it in there. But it's Gloriana dried pink roses, which I used on the Kraken. Then we've got, what colour is this? Oh, this is the one I can never pronounce, so there you go. It's this gorgeous purpley colour. And then Pacific Dark Blue is what I'm using for everything else. So yeah, I think this one could potentially be finished in a month or so, depending on how much time I put on it. This isn't on my whip go because, oops, sorry, bear with me 1 second, I've just realised. I apologise if there has been a faint black line down down here. Sorry about that. I've not put it in the my phone in the stand properly, so I think it's covered up a little bit of the lens. Sorry. This isn't actually on my WhipGo board. My WhipGo board is for my large projects that I want to get some progression on throughout the year. The ones where I know there's not really any chance in you know what of it being done this year, but I just want to get some progression on it. So WhipGo, sorry, for any of you who don't know, is the brainchild of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. It's like a bingo board. I think it's 25 things on there, and she pulls 2 numbers each month, and as I said previously, mine are to do 5 sessions each month on the 2 that are pulled. So literally it's for those things that I know really I'm not going to finish this year, but I just want to see some progression on, because last year when I did an end of year review I realised that there were quite a few projects that I hadn't really touched at all, or maybe just did one day. So this is just to make sure I do get some progression on them. So that's a Kraken. Okay, so why do I keep doing that? It's like an automatic thing to put it away. Okay, next is... Right, so next I'm going to have to insert a picture of this because this is actually a SAF. This was a start and finish. I did this pretty much in 2 days. This was a gift. It was Mother's Day here in England I think it was last weekend. So I'd bought my mum a card, but then I was thinking, no, I think I might just do with this little, I might just make a card, which is always a bad idea for me because I do not have any artistic talent whatsoever. I am crap at judging what looks good with what. I'm very good at appreciating it when other people have done it, but I'm crap at doing it myself. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. So, sorry, let me just read out what it is. It was Crossstitcher, August 2021, and the designer is Julian, Odessa, and I will insert a picture of what it looked like when I did it. So it's just this cute little tulip with enduring love written on it. I know I've got some tulips there as well, but tulips are my mum's favourite flowers for, you know, giving her a bunch of them, as they are for me. So I just thought she'd really appreciate that. I had Agonies doing it. I think what I've inserted first of all is the picture of just the plain card so you can see it, and I actually posted that on Instagram I think, but it just looked really, really plain. But I do not have the skill to put fancy things on there or to stick nice bits of material and some scrapbooking and all of that kind of stuff. Can't do. Not even going to attempt it because I'm crap at it. But what I have got is this sticker book, Antiquarian, and this is the fault of Michelle Bendy Stitchy and Erin 2 Martini Stitcher. So they both bought this, and it was on Amazon, and it's just got glorious stickers for all sorts of things, and they save the day. So I'll insert, oh, that's my stomach then. Hope that didn't pick up, although that probably would pick up as opposed to the cat litter. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Right, so that saved the day. I just found, actually had some really nice pictures of tulips in there, and I was able to do some on the inside and the back and just whack them on, and my mum seemed to like it, so I think she appreciated the effort that had gone into it. Maybe the overall appearance might not have been brilliant, but at least she appreciated the effort. So that is my third and final finish and FFO I'm going to be showing here. So like I said, that was Tulip by Julian, Odessa. That was just done on, I think it was some 16 count white Ada. Okay, next one is my other March Whitgo piece. And this is a long dog, and it is You Belong to Me. Long dogs, so there we go. You Belong to Me. And I am doing this on 32 count. It's another Witchel. I think it's Amazing Grace, and I'm using DMC 718, this glorious pink. So, nope, that's the wrong one. I have two long dogs in this one. I've got Pointed Fifth and this one. So the picture should have gone up as to what it looked like. Sorry, got threads everywhere in this one. This is in one of the ones I made myself using the Vaughan Pfeiffer tutorial for envelope project bags. I've shown them every time, so I'm not going to go over them again now. And this is what it looks like. No, I think that pink, no, sorry, this is not Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace is what Pointed Fifth on. This is a Swigart. It's Stormy Grey, but it's 32 count. And I think it just goes so brilliantly with that pink. I just love it. Now, there is one massive mistake in here, but this is one of those mistakes I can live with. I'm basically one out. I've got one too many stitches here, but it's easy to, you know, I just allow for an extra stitches going across there, so it's absolutely fine. But this is the one where there's an error with Pattern Keeper. It knocks out the first row on the start of each page, so that's been a bit of a to remember. So I'm using a combination of Pattern Keeper just to keep track of stitches and good notes on my iPad to make sure I don't fall afoul of that for a third time. Yes, a third time. Even though I knew about it, this was another of these things where I was just gaily stitching away, and luckily I hadn't gone that far when I realised, crap, you forgot to check that. But anyway, yeah, really like that. But again, this will go away now until it's called again. I think it's on twice on my Whitgo one, so I will put this away now until it is called again. Unless during a month I decide, you know what, I fancy stitching on that, and I've done my Whitgo thing. My only thing really I'm doing is I'm going to do the Whitgo thing because I really do want there to be progression on the things that are on there, but those are the only things I'm not making me do because I really love those projects, so it's not a chore that I don't like doing. But other than that, I'm basically stitching on what I want when I want, sweewee as it is called. So that may come out again before it's called, or it may not, depends on how I feel. Next is Last Tango by Prairie Moon. So funny. As I have previously mentioned in other videos, I've already done two from this series. This is the Crypt Club series on Prairie Moon. So I have done Merry Xmas and I have done Stitch Night. So this is what it is looking like now, and this is on 28 count Picture This Plus Haunted. So this is the call for fabric. And there we go. So just absolutely hilarious. And I think the back stitch just makes those skeletons, it's just so cool. And when I have finished this one, which this is a really quick stitch as well, when I finish this, I plan to start the next one I bought in this series, and it is, I'll quickly show you now, zombies. How can you not love that? It is just so cool. Anyway, yeah. So that's that one. Next one. Right, so this was a total surprise one. I had not planned on doing another new start this month. I'd wanted to get Kraken moving and, you know. But then I saw this one and I absolutely, completely and utterly fell in love with it. It's one of those where you just see it and you're like, wow. So it's a full coverage one, but it's a different type of full coverage one to a Haid one. It's actually a Teresa Kogut one. Now I had bought, sorry, it's one of her angel ones. Now I've got to find the damn thing. Sorry, it won't be 1 second. Here we go. So it is that one. So it's Oh My Soul. It's not so much the religious connotations with it for me. It's just, I think it's a gorgeous picture. Like I said, I do have another one of hers. It's on here somewhere, but it'll take me too long to find it. But I saw this one and I was like, I want to stitch that. I really want to stitch that. And I know she said in one of her videos that she's working through converting converting all of her angel series onto cross stitch, and so I went onto her website to have a look at other ones she's got, and there is another one that I really want to buy. She's not converted it to cross stitch yet, but as soon as she does I'm going to be getting that. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I think this is beautiful, so I'm going to stitch it because it's all DMC. I already had the fabric, so I was like, right, yeah, I'm going to start that. So I did, and I've not really done a full coverage that isn't like a Haid full coverage. Well, no, sorry, that is a lie. Obviously, these are full coverage, but these were shapes as opposed to drawing, you know, to a picture. But these go a lot quicker than doing a Haid one, because obviously it's you know, it's over 2. But this stitched up really quickly. Well, obviously I've not finished it, but what I've done stitched up really quickly. So I've done that so far. So that is, I'm working here, and I just did a tiny little bit of the halo there. So yeah, this is on 32 count. It's this is a Witchell, and I think it's raw or something along those lines, but yeah. So that just stitched up very quickly. I did that over two sessions basically. So yeah, so enjoying that. And this is in my, it's Patchwork Paw Print bag, my vinyl one. There we go. It's a William Morris thing, that, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So that was my new start for the month of March, other than Tulip, and I put it away again. Okay, so I have one more thing to show. Sorry, just let me grab a drink. And this is one of my April Whip Go ones. So I can't remember the actual numbers, but Jess Marie called the 2 numbers for April, and one of them is one of my Qriket Collection ones, which is a skeleton crew. So I haven't touched this one for a while, which again is why I put it on the Whip Go board. And this is what it will look like when it is done. And actually this is the other one I've got on here, which is my on my Whip Go board, and Crafting Kirsty has just finished this and it looks amazing. She's doing it as one, whereas I'm doing it as a triptych. Now I can do flat folds. I'm doing it as a triptych like that. But hers just looks stunning. But at the moment, I'm working on this one. So this is Qriket Collection, the Skeleton Crew. Where is it? Here it is. This is on 28 count Valor by Picture This Plus, and this is going to be a big one. So, let me get it the right way. So, there we go. Sorry for the creases, but I don't do ironing until these things are finished because life is too short. So I have finished, let me just do a close up on this. I finished that, so that's the largest of the sails. That pumpkin, just love it. How sinister is it? And then I started just moving along the front of the ship, and I did the figurehead on the ship. Now, this is another of these little mistakes that I just live with. So that hair, that's got 3 colours of this like russet in, and this light one was supposed to just be this little highlight thing here. I got it the wrong way around, and you know what? Don't care. I actually like it, so there we go. There is. So there is that. So this is, to be honest, the amount I stitched on this yesterday, I've done about 1.5 sessions on it, so I reckon I can get quite a bit more progress made on that before I put that one away. So I'm happy with what I did on that, and I'm glad actually that I got picked, because I do love my Qriket collections. Now, for the rest of the month, I've got the only thing that I'm going to nail myself down to is my other Whitgo selection for the month, which is this one. So for once it's not a Haid, it is Jeanette Duglas. Let me get out the bag. There we go. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. What is it? Okay, I attempt just for your amusement, and for anyone, you know, I apologise for butchering this, but it's Hollandse Merklap. What an amazing design. Absolutely brilliant. So I bought this some time ago, and what I basically did is I thought, you know what, this is so beautiful, I want to use the threads, but she's basically done it all in like fancy threads. So it's Gloriana, Silken Colours, a Soie d'Alger, a silk with classic, Belle Soie by Classic Colour Works, and Needle Point. So basically over about 6 months I just gradually started to get them, and some of them are actually ones that I've used in drawn thread and that. So but I just wanted to, for this one, I just wanted, because I knew this was going to be a special one. So I have started this one in a previous month, so I'm there at the moment. But this is my other Whitgo selection, so I'm going to look forward to progressing that one and see where we are at the end of the month. So that, like I said, is one of the things I'm definitely going to be working on. And the other is the last of my Qriket Collection season ones, and that is summer. So that is what it is going to look like. I have not yet started this, but I have kitted it up. I've got it all ready. I find with these Qriket Collection ones is that she uses a lot of colours, and I mean a lot of colours. So yeah, I've just when I was doing Spring, I did an experiment where I didn't actually kit it up. I just had my master collection, and I would just pull it from the master collection when I needed it. No, I'm not doing that again. It just took too long to keep looking for them. So I just sat down, pulled what I needed now, and it'll just be easier. And this is what I'm going to use. This is a, it's not Zweigart again, it's, why do I keep forgetting the name? Witchelt. It's a Witchelt one, but it's this lovely, it's a lovely lavenderish colour that I think will go really well with it. So yeah, so that's my other definite thing I'm going to be working on. So yeah, so that is all of my whips and my plans, because we all know how crap I am at keeping to plans. So I've just learnt my lesson, and I just, yeah, I'm all loosey-goosey now with this. So on to purchases, because there have been purchases. I know I've already gone over some of them. My Haid ones, but I also got some fabric. This is just an 18 count Ada. This is what I'm going to use, and this is in the colour, I don't actually think it gives you the colour, but it's kind of like, it's blue, but I'm going to use this on the next Carolyn Manning one that I'm going to do. So I have scrapped all my Carolyn Manning plans. I've a complete change. This one was done on 14 count, and it's big. It's my favourite colour, so I'm really glad I did do it that size, because it looks great on my wall. But I've learnt my lesson now, and I'm not going to do it on, I'm still going to do it on Ada, but I'm not going to do it on a 14 count. Not the full ones like that. So I'm going to do, I had started Ruby on a 14 count one. I'm scrapping that plan. I've only done a tiny amount on it. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start as my next one. This one, it's Peacock. So let me bring that up for you so you can have a look at this. So this is Peacock. There we go. And this one I'm going to do on 18 count Ada. So that is the next full one I'm going to do. But I am still going to do some of Ruby, but I am going to do one of the smaller ones at the bottom here. So these tiles, I'm going to do the tile there, and I'm going to do that on 14 count. And what I'm going to do is Ruby, plus I'm going to do turquoise. I'm going to do one of the tiles in turquoise on 14 count, and sapphire. So, and then later on, if I want to, I will do the full ones on 18 count again. But I don't think I'm going to do another of the big ones, the full ones like this on 14 count, because it's too big. So I've learned from that. As I said, I'm glad I did it on that one, because I absolutely love how it looks. But for stitching, I'm going to do them on either just the small ones on 14 count or 16 count, and the large ones on 18 count. So I bought that in readiness for starting Peacock. I also bought some Kathy Barrick. Now my plan had been to get her new one of her new ones from market, which is the Moons of 2022. But then I stopped and thought, I don't know if I would stitch that this year, and then it'll be out and it'll be like, no. But then I was on her site and I was looking at some of her other stuff, and I do like Kathy Barrick. I've got her autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain, and I think she was still part of Carriage House samplings when, you know, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. But I saw these two. Let me just find her. Watch me not be able to find. Oh, here we go. I saw these two, and it is Tonight is Halloween, which I just thought was so funky. Absolutely loved it. I love me some Halloween stitching. And Where My Pets Are. There we go. Love that as well. Oh my god, my stomach is going crazy. I had my breakfast a couple of hours ago, so it's obviously saying, right, yeah, you didn't eat much yesterday, so feed us now. For some reason yesterday I had my lunch and then didn't eat anything else, and then it got to after 8 o'clock and I'm like, well, it's, for me 8 o'clock really is, I've got to cut off at that point. That's really the latest I can have anything. So at that point I was like, god damn it. So now obviously I'm starving and my stomach is letting me know. So I got that. I bought myself this absolutely cool needle minder. It's called the Beaming Badger on Etsy. It's it basically says life is better with a dog. I know I don't have a dog, but I absolutely love dogs and I plan on getting a dog at some point. I just thought this was cool, so you can put your threads through here as you're working, if you're working with a couple of colours. And I also bought a organiser. It's in here. A thread. There you go. I thought this was so, and they weren't expensive at all. Which, you know, this just says "Just Breathe" on there, and it holds 20. And this one actually has 22 on, rather inconveniently, but I just put this on a hook and have it on the stand I have next to me while I'm stitching, and it just works perfectly. I can just easily pull the strands off without having to take them off this. And I love that. So this is wood. It's very smooth. There's no catching whatsoever. So that's really nice. I may end up getting another one of these because, as I said, they are not expensive. That's that. So that is Beaming Badger, and I'll put the details down below. And then the other things I bought were in solidarity for the Stitch Ukraine. I got Stitchy Princess. I think it's Stitchy Princess Black on Etsy. I had initially bought 2 patterns from it, and then I'd gone back on it. And oh wow, where are these things? Oh, here we go. I've got them in folders and then I can't find the folder. And then I just went crazy and went back on there and bought a ton. So the first one is Forest Foxes. Absolutely gorgeous. There's that one. Then I got no, that's the same one. There's another one in the fox one. This is the Fox Family, which again, absolutely gorgeous. Next one I got was Rabbit's Alphabet. Very, very cute. And then this one is just rabbits. So this is a real Easter type one. Okay, then I got Rabbit at the Cafe, which I just love. Rabbits, Carrots and Eggs. I think this could be a potential start in the very near future. I'm sure there was another rabbit one I got, but apparently no, I just got the 2, didn't I? And then I got this Underwater World. I just love the colours on that one. And then finally, because I've got to get me some Halloween, I've got this absolutely hilarious Relax one with the witch in the bath. So she has loads of really not, they're not big, they're smallish to medium, and just some really cute or very prim type designs on there. So I just didn't help that it was late at night either, which is the danger time for me to be doing stuff like that. But they're all really nice patterns and I can see me stitching all of them. So it wasn't just to support a Ukraine seller, it was literally because I can really see myself stitching them. So very happy with them. And they were on sale as well, which I hope she's able to take them off the sale soon so she can get the full amount, because they're well worth the full amount and even more, but they're very nice patterns. Okay, so I think covered everything there. You've got a lot of shots of the top of my head, so I do apologise for that. So let's move on to the section I like to call What I'm Watching. So I mentioned Severance, yeah. Have you noticed how all my segues are as clunky as hell? Yeah, I ain't a professional at this in any way, shape or form, so I apologise for that. But moving smoothly on to what I've watched over the last 3 weeks, I continued watching Severance, which is unfortunately only available for people who have Apple TV, but you know what? I really encourage you to do that churn thing where you just like get it for a month. Leave it maybe another week or so until I think it's the last episode. Well, it's the last episode next week. So maybe once that is, just get it for like a month and then cancel it. Or get it for a couple of months because there's loads of other really good stuff on there, and cancel it. It's one of the cheapest of all of the streaming services. But Severance is brilliant. It really, really is good. I know somebody else started watching it after I'd mentioned it here, and she's really enjoyed it as well. So really do recommend it. And then from Amazon, Wolf Like Me, which is Josh Gad and Isla Fisher. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is brilliant. I've watched the first 3 episodes on that now, and I had to, it was one of those cases where it was getting really late and I had to pull myself away. I had to remind myself that I'm not in my 20s anymore and I can't survive on 1 hour's sleep and still be able to function the next day. So yeah, I had to stop that. Another is Hacks, which is Jean Smart playing a comic who is fighting to stay relevant. But Jean Smart is just brilliant in everything she does. She's just, I love her to death. She was in Legion recently. She was amazing in that. She was in one of the Fargos. She was amazing in that. Yeah, so as soon as this became available here in the UK, because it was on HBO Max, which we can't get here, but it's on Sky now, so it's just brilliant. So watch that in a day. I was so bad, I just watched it all and I was like, yep, I did that, and now it's done. I have to wait until the second season comes. I don't know if I know they've either done one or they're doing one, but it's certainly not available over here yet. But Hacks, that was called. Absolutely brilliant. Next one is Reacher, which is again another Amazon Prime one. Now, Lee Childs is one of my top 5 favourite authors of all time. I mean, Terry Pratchett is still #1 and will always be #1 in my eyes, but Lee Childs is one of my favourite ones as well. And I'd seen the Tom Cruise movies, and you know, they were good because it's Tom Cruise and he always does good action stuff. But this one is, although he's a little bit younger than the character of Reacher in the book, he's got the physicality. He's actually sells the smarts as well as the brawn that the Reacher character has. And this was another one. I was watching this last night, and this again was a case of where I had to physically remove my iPad and remind myself yet again that I am not in my 20s and I cannot survive on no sleep. So I really enjoyed that. I watched the first 3 episodes of that last night, and I am definitely watching it through to the end, and I'm very happy that they're doing a second season of that. Then got Moon Knight. I watched the first episode of that, and that's one of the Marvel ones, the new ones with Oscar Isaac's in, and that was brilliant. I've heard mixed reviews for the next couple of episodes, but I love the first one, so fingers crossed it doesn't get ruined. And then finally, you're wondering now, when have you had time to do anything else, Catherine? A lot of these I just put on while I'm stitching, so that's when I watch them, basically. And then the last one is Westworld, which I have seen a few times, but it came back on Sky again, and I just love it so much, especially the first 2 seasons. I just started watching them again because they're brilliant. So anyway, those are things I've been watching: Severance, Wolf Like Me, Westworld, Hacks, Reacher, and Moon Knight. And to be honest, most of these I just binge watch on a Saturday evening because I ain't been going out that much recently because, you know, I can't really think why. So that's when most of this gets done, because it certainly doesn't get watched during the week, but weekends I tend to do little bits of binging and whatnot. So yeah, life. Let's just quickly blow through this because I'm already over an hour. Life, it's yeah, work is starting to really ramp up now. So I think what's going to start happening soon is either I'm going to be much longer in between these videos that I put on, or I'll keep to the 3 weeks and there'll be a lot less stitching. I don't know how this is all going to work out, because every time I've been in a job where it seems to have got to a point where it's really ramping up, something has happened, and I'm not going to go into all that again, but fingers crossed it's 100th time a charm and I'll actually get into it this time. But yeah, it's you know, so far it's working out. I've met the other guy who's at my level, and he's not based in the office, and we seem to get, you know, we've got on really well and we're on the same page, so that's always good. So we'll see how it goes. In the next couple of weeks I'll keep you updated on how everything is there. My cat, so Tabby, is she was diagnosed with diabetes 2.5 months ago, and we have finally achieved success with the insulin, so she's now on a good level. She doesn't have to go back every 2 weeks to get blood tests done, because she was really getting pissed off with that. She does not like having her neck shaved, although she always behaves beautifully for the vet. They can never understand when I go in saying I can't do her nails, because she turns into a banshee, because she's always beautifully behaved for them. But yeah, she's not happy about getting her neck shaved every 2 weeks, so thankfully it's another 2 months now before I have to go back to get another blood test, just to make, you know, just to make sure that everything is still good. But no, she is, but I can see a difference. She is back to her old self, energy wise, and her behaviour. So I think a lot of it is because I was so stressed out. I hadn't, until it became really obvious that there was an issue, I hadn't noticed that she'd changed in little subtle ways, and it's only now that she's kind of got back to normal, and now I feel horrendously guilty in the fact that I miss this. That, you know, I was like, oh yeah, she wasn't quite herself, was she? So yeah, but anyway, she, you know, she's a lot better now, and she seems to be, you know, so far no ill effects from the injections, so yeah, fingers crossed on that. And what I have done as a result of that is I have now booked myself in for next year's Essex Needlework Retreat. I had to cancel it this year, obviously, because she'd only just been diagnosed, and that I had absolutely no chance in hell of getting her in somewhere where they could inject her, and whether or not they would want to, considering that she was still unstable on it. So it was a nightmare, so I had to cancel it, which I was completely gutted about, because I've seen everybody's posting on it and everybody had such an amazing time. Thankfully the ladies Elaine and Teresa have arranged it again for next year, and I want to thank Angela, who emailed me, gave me a gentle reminder that I needed to send my email off to let them know I was interested in coming in, because that day everything had gone off the rails, and I completely forgot that I need to do it, and then I saw her email and I was like, oh right, yeah, Christ, I need to do that, and I got it in time, so I am booked in for next year. So Angela, thank you very much for that, and to Elaine and Teresa, thank you very much for organising this again. So I know it's next year, but I'm just going to really look forward to that. So I think pretty much that is it. Done all my stitching, done my plans, did my purchases, showed you my FFOs, gushed over my Amethyst one, and showed you the top of my head a lot. So tick 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 for all the usual things you get in one of my videos. Probably said so a lot, which I've noticed that, but whatevs, man, whatevs. I hope that you are all staying as safe and well as you can. I know a lot of people were kind of thinking, yeah, we're, you know, coming out the other side and we're all learning to live with it, but I do know that there are still hotspots out there, and new things are popping up all the time, so it's just a case now, just, you know, keeping a weather eye out there, just to, but so we still all do need to, where we can, stay as safe as well as we can, you know, keep washing your hands and all of that malarkey. But yeah, I hope you're all okay, or as okay as you can be. All my love, thoughts, prayers and everything to anyone that's affected by what's going on in the Ukraine or anywhere else in the world where things seem to be happening left, right and centre. You know, love you all loads, happy stitching, and I should hopefully see you in 3 weeks time, hopefully, maybe 4 weeks, 3 to 4, maybe at the end of April. I don't know, we'll see how we go, but I will see you soon, and thank you for watching. Oh, if you do like what you saw here by some miracle, please do like and subscribe. Any questions or any comments, please do leave them. I do try to get back to them within a few days. I'm sorry if it's a little bit longer, work, life, whatever, but I will always try to respond. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.